repeat loud and clear again. So the moment I see y-axis, what does y-axis means? Yes, the x value, the x. When you say x is equal to 0, what do you mean? The x what? No, it's not called value. The x coordinate. Yes, it's the x coordinate. What about the x coordinate? The x coordinate will be equal to 0. So the x coordinate of who will be equal to 0? Yes, x coordinate of D. So right now, can you see this is D? The coordinate here, D. I know which value already, guys. So I know the x coordinate value is how much? 0. So can you see I fill it in 0? Right there. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. Continue reading the question. So now they say that the area of triangle ABC is 370 square units. What does that mean? So we can use this concept that the area is half times base times height. So I know that the half times base times height will be equal to 370, right? So I need to be very clear. Who is the base and who is the height? So if triangle ABC means who is the base? Who is the base? No. AC is not the base. Yes, very good. So the base is AB. So AB is already in pink. So I know that the base of triangle ABC is AB. What about the height? If I know that the base is AB, what about the height? Where's the height? Where would the height be of the triangle? What? Okay, very good. So it means that it's from AB dot 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 all the way to C. And what about it? The height is always what, guys? Perpendicular to the base. Can you see that? So the height is not part of the triangle. It's an invisible dotted line. So this right here is the height of triangle. ABC. So guys, which information do I have? Do I have the base or do I have the height? Which one do you guys think we have? Base or height? Very good. What's the height? If you say we have the height. How do you get 20? Very good. So to get the height is actually looking at the y coordinate. Right? So the y coordinate of who? What's the y coordinate of the pink color line? 20. And what is the y coordinate of the C? 0. So 20 to 0 is actually how much? 20. So I know from here, I can do my working that half times the base, which is length of AB, times 20 will give me 370, right? So that means that, do you think you can find the length of AB? Do you think you can find the length of AB, people? Yes or no? So how to find the length of AB? So what is the answer? What's the answer for AB? Anybody manage to get the answer? Yes. So the length of AB is 37. Okay? So that means that I know that length of AB right here is 37. So it means that from here to here will give me how much, guys? 37. So with that, do you think you can find the x coordinate of B? Yes or no? Do you guys think that from there you can find the x coordinate of B? Yes or no? Okay, so how to find the x coordinate of B? We start from who first? Oh, you're just repeating what she said. We start from who first? If you look carefully. From A to B. Which one are you given? A or B? So what do we do? If you look at the screen, how do we find the x coordinate of B? Start from -7 first. Then after that, what do we do from there? Guys, try not to use calculator and punch. It shouldn't come naturally to touch calculator, okay? Because if you touch calculator means you're trying to figure out and make sense that the number works. It doesn't work that way. To learn math, the best way is to understand the concept and the words and what it's trying to tell you. Not try to figure out like how the numbers play out. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the x coordinate of B. We know that we start from -7, right? Then what do we do from there with the -7? Huh? What about the -7? What do we do? Oh. What do you want at the end of the day? You want the x coordinate of B. So what do we do with the -7 and the information that we found? Yes, we take -7 plus 37. Because we need to add the 37 to get to the positive side. So hence, with that, do you think you can find the x coordinate of B? Guys, do you think you can find already? Huh? And how much do you get? So therefore, do you think you can find the answer? Therefore, you know what is B? So B, the coordinates of B is what? So you need to write down, therefore, the coordinates of B is what, guys? What are the coordinates of B? Let's start with what first? Bracket, followed by, yes, 30, and then you need a comma. 20 and close bracket. That's it. So that's the coordinates of B. All right. So I give you guys some time to copy. Make sure you follow the color coding. It's very important, the color coding. You have to follow the color coding so you understand where the numbers are coming from. Okay, once we're done with A, let's move on to B. Now, B part 1. So once you guys are done, put down your pen, then I know we are ready. Move on. Okay, so right now, we move on to B part 1. What did B part 1 ask for? Gradient of AC. So guys, do we have any information about A and C? Do we have? Yes or no? Do we have the coordinate of A? What's the coordinate of A? And do we have the coordinate of C? So guys, did I tell you guys the formula to find gradient? Yes or no? Did I share with you guys the formula to find gradient? Yes, right? So what's the formula? So to find gradient is taking the formula of y2 minus y1 over. So what did I teach you guys when you use gradient formula? What do y'all remember when I teach you guys to use gradient formula? Who remembers that I told you guys it's very important? The what? Very good. Bracket all the values. So by right, I should be starting with bracket minus bracket over bracket minus bracket, right? So who is my y2? Y2, you say 0, so 0 minus who? Followed by? So now, can you see, if you put your bracket, you will not make the mistake anymore with the negative and the negative. You see that? Because if you don't put a bracket, very high chance you will not get a plus. You're going to get a minus at the denominator, right? So with that, guys, can copy all this. And the final answer that you guys get should be negative 20 over 21. Done. All right. Let you guys copy and we're going to move on to B part 2. Okay, let's go. B part 2. Can you see B part 2 say hence? Can you see the word hence? So hence means you need to use the information in the previous question that you found in A and B part 1. So they say hence, find the equation of AC. So do you all remember what did I teach you guys about equation of AC? What's the formula that I teach you guys? No. That's even worse. We don't even use y equal to ms plus c. I say no, do not use that. So guys, always take note, whenever you want to find equation, you need two things. What are the two things you need? You need a gradient. Gradient of who? Gradient of who, guys? Yes, gradient of AC. And coordinate means any coordinate on the line AC. Understand? Doesn't mean it has to be coordinate of A or coordinate of C. It can be any coordinate on the line AC. Understand or not? So can you see, if let's say I have D, can I use D? Yes. So right now, what is the formula next that you all need to know? So I need two information, right? Do I have the gradient of AC, people? Yes, right? Because the gradient of AC I found was from here. Now, do I have any coordinate on AC or not? Have or not, guys? Who do I have? Who do I have, guys? No, who do I have? Coordinate of who? Yes, A and C. So which one do you think I would prefer? I have coordinate A and coordinate C. But which one do you think I'll prefer to choose? Yes, I prefer to choose C. Because C has a 0 in it. Anything has 0 is easier to work with. Understand? And what's the coordinate of C? 14, 0. All right. So right now, I'll put in the formula. What is the formula for your equation? Y1? No. Yes, y minus y1 and open bracket x. Yes. Okay, so what values can I put in, people? Which value? Y, y1, m, x, or x1? Which one? Which values do I sub in into this equation? Guys, which value do I sub in into this equation? Huh? Y and x, no. Which values can I sub in? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one to sub in? Sub in who into who? Look at all the clues I've written above already. So what are the clues to sub in? Which numbers to sub into which alphabet? So the gradient I found, which is negative 20 over 21, I can sub into m. What else? What? Sub into where? What are the numbers? 14. So sub 14 into where? Wrong already. X1, yes. Very good. And what else? So guys, what do I write now? So what can I fill in, people? So what do I write now? Y minus 0 equal to negative 20 over 21, open bracket, x minus 14. Then what do I do next? So what do I have now on the left-hand side? No, we will not have y minus 0 anymore. What do we have on the left-hand side? Yes, just y. How come? Why just y? Yes, y minus 0 is still y. After that, now, what do we have on the right-hand side? So what do I have on the right-hand side? So I have that. Is that all that I have? No, cannot. No, even worse. No. No. Anybody else? She said minus. Guys, why is it plus? So you need to be very careful of your sign. The more you put plus and minus, all gone. You get a big fat 0 already. Because once you get B wrong, C will be wrong, D will be wrong, everything will be wrong. So you cannot afford to make any positive or negative mistake anymore. Do you all understand? It's super important. That's how people fail. So you need to be really careful. There's no more such thing called positive and negative errors. No more such thing called careless mistake anymore. Okay? So all this will be plus what? So with that, we are done with B part 2. We got the equation of AC. So for me, what I like to do in my working is I always like to write down because I have too many workings already. I want to write down what each means. So later, when I want to trace back, it will be a lot easier for me to trace back. Okay, so I'm done with A, B part 1, B part 2. So right now, I can go and find D. So you always need to ask yourself, if you want to find D. Let's see if I can squeeze in here. So question C wants me to find the coordinates of D, right? So you always need to ask yourself, in order to find the coordinates of D, you need to ask yourself, where is D lying on? D lies on line AC. So guys, whatever that I write on the screen, you have to write in your notes. You have to color coordinate. You can see I do the green information. I do the arrow. You must follow. I do the one in orange, the one in pink. You must follow. Okay? So when you revise your notes, it will be a lot clearer for you. So you know that D lies on line AC. And do you have any information about D? Yeah. The X is 0. So what do I do then? If I know that X equal to 0. Huh, guys? What do I do? Sub who? When you say sub it, who is the it? Yes, sub X equals 0 into equation AC. So all steps you must write down to show your teacher. Very important. So when I sub X equal to 0 into AC, so how do I do it? Do I have the equation of AC? So I will first write down the equation of AC. What's the equation of AC? So write down the equation of AC first. Then when I sub in, I can just say that, what? Not, I can say that. Y is equal to, yeah, I want proper working first. Don't jump.
Over 21.
Uh-huh. Yes, need to have proper working. As next time you don't understand how you get the information. So you know x is equal to 0, we just sub it in, and then therefore now we can say that y is equal to 40 over 3. And you read back the question, what do they want?
The coordinate of D.
So now I can write down the coordinates of D. And what is the coordinates of D? One bracket 0, comma 40 over 3. So guys, can you see? Once I have this right, I need to have a very good habit. Look at the screen. To write back inside. Understand? You need to have a very good habit to write your answer inside so that you will not forget. So I'll quickly fill in inside before I forget. Alright, so now I'm finally done with C. The last question, very important. Now D. So guys, can you see here? We have a line. This line, is this line part of the question? Is it on the diagram? It's not on the diagram, so you must take note. Not in diagram. Is there some random line that they are giving you? But they are telling you that this line, there's a very important information. So take your purple highlighter and highlight out. They say this line is parallel to line DB. Can you see DB is right here, guys? Okay, so just now I found B, right, guys? So you need to fill in this information. The B, have you found the value? Can I leave blank here? What must I put here? What's the answer that I'm going to put here? 30 that I found from above. Okay, so right now, the key thing in purple, very important, they say that is parallel to line DB. What does that mean? It's a very important information when you see the word parallel. What does parallel mean? Something is the same. What is the same? Very good. So parallel means same gradient. Understand? Parallel means same gradient. Means the line that is not in the diagram shares the same gradient as who? Do I have the gradient of line DB? Yes or no? Yes or no? So what does it mean? Can I find the gradient of DB? How do I go about to find the gradient of DB? So I use the formula, right? So gradient DB means, what do I do? Bracket minus bracket over bracket minus bracket. Right now, guys. So what do I put inside the bracket? Guys, what do I put inside the bracket for the top two brackets? Okay. So you put it in a calculator and what does it give you? Put it in a calculator and what does it give you? Of gradient dB. So now we found the gradient of dB, right? Because it says it's the same gradient. Then what about the line, the blue color line? Do you think you find a gradient? So this is the blue color line that is not in diagram. 3y over p minus 2x is equal to 1. Are we able to find a gradient of this blue color line? Yes or no, people? How? How do we find the gradient of this blue color line? Who knows? Look at this blue color line now. See, this is the equation that they give you. How can we find the gradient? Can you share with us? Where do you find it in the notes? Can you share everybody? Point to them. Point to them. I don't think they know where in the notes.
Question like
Hmm? You all managed to find? So Alyssa managed to find. Can you point it out to the girls? Where is it? So if you want to find the gradient of this line, Hong Yun, can you tell the class again what do we have to do? Very good. Make y the subject. So right now, I want everybody to go and make y the subject and tell me what is the gradient of the blue color line and pass it to me to check. Okay, guys? So right now, if you actually do it properly, if you are not good at making y the subject, please go and revise your Set 2 algebra, okay? So the proper one that you should have at the end of the day is this is the equation you need to have at the end of the day. You need to write it as y the subject. If you know how to do your algebra properly, you get as y is equal to 2x over, not 2x, 2p over 3x plus p over 3. Okay? And where is the gradient from this blue color line? The gradient will be where, guys? Where is it situated? Huh, guys? Where is the gradient? Where's the gradient of this blue color line? It's not 2p over 3. It's here, right? Okay, so from here, I can write it down. That is 2p over 3. Now, guys, listen very carefully. Very, very important. Are y'all listening? I think some of you guys are not listening. So, after we find the gradient already, if you look back, they say that the gradient is the same, right? So, do you think you can solve from here already when they say the gradient is the same? What do we do from here already when the gradient is the same? Yeah, this 2p over 3, what can we say about that? Yes, then from here, I can say that 2p over 3 is equal to 2 over 9. Now, I want you all to do your algebra right now and solve for me and tell me what is the p value. Go and do that now and pass it to me tomorrow. Okay, so if you get it, the correct p value should be 1/3. All right, so right now, let's move on to the next question. So everybody, let's move on to question number 23. Okay, so right now, we look at question number 23. Question number 23, what is the first thing that they give us when we read the question? What's the first thing that they give us? So I'll highlight out, they give me the equation of this PQ. So same thing, here, see the PQ is right here. I will highlight that out and I'll write in the question to remind myself that this information is given. Okay, and next, they give me another information. They say that the point R is 0 minus 10. This is also given. So I highlight that out. So I know that R is located there. So right now, they say that they want to find the coordinates of P and Q. So let's look carefully. Coordinates of P first, right? So P is located at a very interesting place. Where is P located? So write that down. P located on the y-axis. And by now you all should know already, when you see the word y-axis, what does that mean? It means that we know that the value of x, what? X, what? No. Yes. X coordinate is equal to 0. So immediately I'll fill it in 0, comma something. So do you think from there I can find the y coordinate already? Yes or no, people? How do I find the y coordinate? No, sub what?
X.
Yeah, so sub x equal to 0 into who? Into who? Yes, PQ equation. So everybody do that now and tell me what is the y value that you get. So everybody do that. Then let me check what is the y value you have gotten. So right now, very good. Everybody has gotten the answer. The answer is 8. And now we can say, therefore, the coordinates of P is what, guys? 0, 0,8. So I have a habit to fill it back into the equation. So I have 0, 0,8. So next, I will go and find Q. So Q is right here. Now, if you look at Q, what do y'all notice? What do y'all notice, guys? Yes, Q located on x-axis. So what does that mean for the Q to be on the x-axis? What would that mean for the Q to be on the x-axis? Be clearer? Yes, the y coordinate is equal to 0. So the y coordinate is equal to 0. So what do we have to do? What do I write now, guys? I know the y coordinate is equal to 0. Sub what? Don't say sub it. Sub who? Sub y equal to 0 into who? So we sub into the PQ equation. Then right now, you should be able to go and find your x value. Then pass it to me. So guys, please take note. You need to have the word, the number, the sign negative. I notice some of you guys don't have. So -3, 1/5. So same thing. Have a good habit to fill it in. That means that I know that -3, 1/5 is the x or the y. So it's -3, 1/5, comma 0. Fill it in the diagram and also fill it in. Therefore, coordinate of Q is -3, 1/5, 0. Okay. So right now, I'll continue reading, guys. Okay. So you need to be very careful for the next one because you need your set 2 knowledge. So over here, running out of colors. Let's take purple. Okay, so right now they want angle PQR, right? So where is angle PQR? We first have to find that out. So angle PQR is, if you look carefully, guys, it's here. Can you see this whole thing? Okay? Look carefully, guys. So guys, What do you notice the relationship between the x-axis and the y-axis? What's the relationship between the x-axis and the y-axis? Huh? What's the relationship between the x-axis and the y-axis? So the relationship between x-axis and y-axis is that is 90 degrees. Right? So what do you notice appears already the moment I put the 90-degree angle? What do you notice appears the moment I put a 90-degree angle? Very good, a right angle triangle. So how many right angle triangle do you see? So we see 2 right angle triangles. So for question B, I'll split into 2. What is the first right angle triangle? It's called what? Okay, so this is the first one. And then after that, we have a second one. So can you see the purple angle? It means that I first have to find angle this, and then I add them up, right? So let's focus on the first purple triangle, which is POQ. Now, what information do I have, people? If you look at all the coordinates I fill in, do you think you can find any? You can find the one. What can you find? Based on the coordinates, what will you be able to find based on the coordinates? Let's focus on POQ first. Okay, length of who? Very good. Stop there. Length of PO. Yes. How to find the length of PO? Very good. It's 8. Yes, because we are looking at the which coordinate? The y coordinate. Very good. So we know it's 8. Any more I can find? QO. Very good. What is QO? Very good. 0 minus 3 1/5. So what does that give me? 3 1/5, right? So what concept can we use already, guys, to find the angle? Who remembers, huh? Which one? Trigo which part? What's it called? Trigo which one? Oh, what are you doing? We are finding angle. Angle PQO. Which one do y'all learn in Trigo? There's the name for it's called what, guys? Tuakaso concept. So now I want you guys to use the Tuakaso concept to go and find out for me what is angle PQO. Okay? Then next, guys, let's look at QOR. What information do I have for QOR? So I know that QO is also 3 1/5. And any more information? Hong Yun need to answer because I know Hong Yun knows already. So I want someone else to answer. The girls answer QOR. Where? Who can we find? Which length we are able to find? Which one can we find, guys? For? Yes, very good. OR. How much is OR? Yes, negative 10 or positive 10? 10. So from here, you can use your Tuakaso and go and find angle QOQR. So go and find out for me these 2 answers and then let me mark. Okay, help her. So right now, guys, if you do it carefully, if you're not sure, please go and revise your Tuakaso from Set 2 again. The answer you should get is 68.1985, blah, blah, blah. And the answer is 72.26, blah, blah, blah. So the total, the answer for PQR will give you the answer of 1409. 0.5 degrees. And remember, in degrees is always in 1 dt. All right, so right now we got A and B. Let's move on to C. Now in C, what did the question ask for C? So they say that S. What's it? You see, you never read. You must read. Guys, you cannot straight jump to the question. You must read every single sentence because every single sentence will tell you the answer, okay, or the clue. So right now, okay, see S. S is on the y-axis. Our S, there's a point S such that the y-axis is the line or symmetry of this quadrilateral. So they're trying to tell you that, can you see this thingy here? This person, this brown line right here is your line of symmetry, right? So I want everybody to go and take a pencil right now and roughly sketch for me how would PQRS look like? And where would S be if y-axis is your line of symmetry? Okay? So everybody go and do that now and let me check. How would your PQRS look like? So right now, in order for it to be symmetrical, that means that here it's going to be like that. So this is where my S is, such that it is symmetrical. Okay? So guys, who knows what is the geometrical name for this? Yeah, so it's a cut done. Finish. Next, they say find the coordinates of S. Okay? So what does that mean, guys? So can you see the y-axis is symmetrical, right? So what does that mean, guys? What do you mean by same as Q? No. Cannot like that. Doesn't work that way. Cannot say it's similar. Cannot. No such thing. What do you notice about S if it's symmetrical? What can we say? So I know that since y-axis is the line of symmetry, right? So what does that mean? Which coordinate do we use as a reference? Which coordinate do we use as a reference? If you know that line of symmetry, you want to find S. So which coordinate do we use as a reference? Which coordinate do we use as a reference? Yes, we use Q. What do you notice about Q? Lies on the x-axis. So what does it mean already? I know that Q lies on the x-axis. What can I say? If I know that Q lies on the x-axis, what can I say? What do we want to find? We want to find S. So what can we say about S? Yeah, we know that Q lies on the x-axis. So therefore, we also know that S also lies on the x-axis. So if X also lies on the x-axis, this is a clue to tell me the what? This is a clue to tell me the what, people? The Y what? We don't say Y value. The Y coordinate of who? The Y coordinate of who, people? Huh? Of S? Yes. What is the Y coordinate of S? Is 0. Okay, so right now, what else can we find? So how are we going to go about finding the X coordinate? Huh? Is S on PQ? Is S lying on PQ? Guys, is S lying on PQ? No. So can we say that S is on, can we suck in a value inside like that? No, we cannot, right? So how? How do we go about finding S? How do we go about finding S? What else about S that we can find? Using the line of symmetry. Okay, not that deep. You can use like English words to describe what? Yeah, so therefore I know that what? Who is one side? This which one? What is one side? That one side is what is the name of that one side called?
Coordinate of
There's a name. If you look at the alphabets, all those, they alphabets. No. Yes, very good. QO, because we know that y-axis is the line of symmetry, I can say, what about QO? Equal to, yes? Very good. QO is equal to OS, right? So if I know that QO is equal to OS, and QO is what? Where Q is 3/1/5 from the origin, right? So therefore, we can find the who. We can find the which coordinate? Yes, we can find the x coordinate. We can find the x coordinate of who? And how much is the x coordinate of S? 3/1/5. So from there, do you think we can find the coordinate of S already? So what's the coordinate of S? Yes, the end. That's all. All right, so right now we're going to move on to the very last question for today. We're talking about the distance. Distance is never negative. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, which is the last question for today, number 24. Okay, so question number 24, same thing. As we read the question, what do we do? What's the clue that we have? PQ is parallel to the y-axis. We have PQ here. So what does it mean already, people? Remember just now the very first question, we did something like that. So what can we say? We know that PQ is parallel to the y-axis. Huh? What? Who is they? Who is they? O? Why are we doing O? We are doing PQ. Why is there O? Please refer to the first question. Please refer to the first question, everybody. We have already done that. Who is they?
PQ.
No, not PQ. Be clearer. They is who and who. Who and who. They're separate entity. They're not together. Yes, P and Q. What about P and Q? They share the... Nah, not right. Yeah, share the same x coordinate. So hence, from here, if I look at P, do you think I can find the information of P already? What can I find? The X or the Y? Okay, and what's the X? Y0. No. P and Q share the X coordinate, the same X coordinate. Why would that be 0? Can someone tell me a different answer? P and Q share the same X coordinate. So which one do I know? Okay, the X coordinate is what? A, yes, because these two are the same. It's not 0, it's A. All right, and what did it also tell me about PQ? So it means that over here, we know that the length is equal to 4, right? And this is a clue to tell me who already. It's a clue to tell me who, people. Hmm? The y coordinate of P, very good, which is how much? The y coordinate of P, which is 4, right? Done. All right, so right now let's change highlighter color and pen color. So what is the next clue that they give me? PR is 1/4. So PR is 1/4 right here. And what do you notice about R, people? You look at R, where is R located on? So remember just now, we also did something like that. So located on x-axis. What does that mean already, everybody? You should know by now. When it's located on the x-axis. Huh? Yes, y coordinate. Guys, you need to be very careful with your x and y. It's located on the x-axis, means your y coordinate is equal to 0. Then what do I do from here? Look carefully. The question part 1 wants you to find the coordinates of R. So what do we do? Look at what you guys have always been doing. What do we do when the moment we know that it's located on the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0? What do we do next? It's always the same boring steps. What do we do, people? Yes, very good. We sub who? X, y, x. Yes, we sub y equal to 0 into who? Yes, into the equation. Are we so fixated on equation PR? Because why? Is R lying on another line also? R is also lying on where? R is also lying on which line? SR, right? So do we have the equation of SR? So we can sub into the SR equation. So right now, when we sub y equal to 0, I want you guys all to do that now. And tell me, what is the X answer that you get? And after that, don't shout out the answer. Write it out. And then tell me, therefore, what is your R coordinate? And pass it to me tomorrow. Okay, so right now, we know that X is equal to 4. Then the R is 4, 0. Okay, so that's the answer. Done. Part 1. So right now, the moment I get 4, 0, okay, see, I straight away put in a diagram. So it's a lot easier for me. So next, part 2, they want you to find the value of A. So guys, who knows? How can we go about to find the value of A? Yes, we use the, you said we know the what? Gradient. And gradient, do we have the formula for gradient? So, nah, we don't use that, man. Why you want to use rise over rise? Make your life difficult. Next time cannot solve. Gradient is equal to 1 over 4. And do we have the formula of gradient? Yes. And remember I told you to use bracket minus bracket over bracket minus bracket? Right? We don't use a rise over run, guys. Don't do that. You use rise over run, you are creating trouble for yourself. Because sometimes it can be negative and you forget a negative, the end, gone. Everything wrong. Understand? So be very careful. There is no chance for you to make even a slight mistake. Because you make mistake for number 2, you cannot do number 3, you cannot do B, you cannot do C. Everything all wrong. The end. Okay? So right now, you need to be very careful whenever you do this kind of question. It's either you do very well or you fail very badly. Okay, so right now, how do we find the gradient? So what numbers do we put in the bracket? Yeah, but what the numbers do we put inside? 0 minus 0. No. Can someone else please help? Yes, 0 minus 4. The top is 0 and 4. And what else? 4 and A. Yes. So right now with that, you can do your algebra. Okay, so I'll move. You all should be able to do the algebra. Then you do the algebra, the answer you get is 20. All right. So now we are done with B part 2. Let's move on to A part 3. So A part 3, they want you to find the equation of PR, right? So equation PR is still in blue. So I write in blue. So remember guys, I always tell you equation, you need two things. What are the two things you need? Number one, you need the what? Gradient of who? PR. And do we have the gradient of PR? How much do we have? 1/4. And then after that, what else? Coordinate. And do we have any coordinate that is lying on PR? Yeah, so who do we use? Which coordinate do we use, people? Who can we use? So what is R? Okay, then after that, do you all remember for equation PR, remember what's the formula? So guys, what's the formula? Y minus Y1 is equal to M bracket X minus X1. Yes, then who do we sub in? We sub in which number into which alphabet? Sub in which number into which alphabet? Which number into which alphabet? Let's do the first one first. Let's do the first one first. Yes, we have 1/4 and we sub the 1/4 into who? And any more? What other numbers do you see? What other numbers do you see? 0 doesn't come first. 4. So where do we put the 4? Into X1. And what else? 0 into Y1. So everybody go and do that now. And let me mark your equation of PR. So right now the equation of PR will be X 1/4 X minus 1. All right, so right now we're done in part 3. We have the very last 2 mini questions and then we're done for today. So now they say they want to calculate triangle PRS. PRS. So they want to find the area of this triangle, right? Now, can I say that angle SRP is equal to 90 degrees? So where do you get the information from? Chauncey say yes. So Chauncey tell us, where do you get the information from? That SRP is equal to 90 degrees. You assume. And that is wrong. And that's how you get 0 marks. Do we assume? Cannot assume. The moment you assume, the end. No. Never, ever, ever assume. So we only know for sure. What is for sure, guys? What is for sure? We know. Just now we already learned that Hong Yun helped you guys already. What do we know that is for sure? What is for sure, people? What about the y-axis? The y-axis with who? The relationship of the y-axis and the X-axis. Yes, what is the relationship of the y-axis and x-axis? What do we know for sure about the y-axis and x-axis? It's 90 degrees. So therefore, I know that who is 90 degrees. SOR is 90 degrees. Any more? Any more? Any more 90 degrees? Very good. PQR. Because why? They say that PQ is parallel to the y-axis. Right, guys? So only these two we can say it's because of the relationship between the x-axis and the y-axis. So there is a reason why they are 90 degrees. It's not because, oh, I look at it, looks like 90 degrees, I assume. No such thing. Never. In math, we never ever do that. Do you understand? So right now, we know that the y-axis and x-axis is 90 degrees. So what do you notice about SOQP? Anybody notice about SOQP? What do you all notice about SOQP? So I give you all a clue. SOQP. What do you all notice is SOQP? What do you all notice about SOQP? Good. SOQP is a trapezium. So right now, if I can find SOQP, how do I find the orange triangle? I can take away who? I can take away who? Be clearer.
OR.
P, PQR, and take away triangle SOR. And with that, we can calculate the area of triangle PRS. So that's for B, DN. Next, let's move on to C. So C wants you to find out PRS. Can you see PRS here? Right? So just now is similar to the second question. What does it mean? We can focus on what, guys? We can focus on what? Do you think you can find out PRS directly? Do you think you can find out PRS directly, guys? So who do you think we should find first? Who do you think we should find first? Huh? What? Very good. You're gonna find angle ORS first. Using what concept? Using your Tuakaso again. Go and find that out. And also find which angle? PRQ. And once you find these two angles, do you all think you can find your angle PRS already? So how to find your angle PRS? What do we do? 180 minus the two angles that we found in green, right? And what is the reasoning? When we take 180 minus this, we need to have a reasoning too. What kind of angles on a straight line? Adjacent angles on a straight line in the reasoning. All right. So right now, guys, once you're done, get the answer, hand it to me, and then you can go. The end.